Hey folks, Ryan Borowitz here with the Driveway Down. Today we want to talk about shooting footwork. And really the main question is, do I turn my feet or do I keep them straight 10 toes to the rim? And that's a big debate within the coaching world. And for me, I don't think there's a right or wrong. I think that shooting is an art. There's a lot of different ways to do it. And every kid is a little bit different. Some kids are comfortable with their shoulder square. Some of them like to have their shoulder turned a little bit. I think you got to find what's comfortable for you and try to eliminate any inefficiencies in your shot. We're going to talk about the footwork here. I've got some tape on the ground, and what I'm trying to do is show basically the three main types of footwork that I see. And the first one being 10 toes to the rim, kind of the traditional feet square, shoulder square kind of thing. Now, a lot of times we'll see kids with their feet even like this. I usually teach a toe to arch, so a left foot slightly behind the right foot for a right-hand player, just the opposite for a lefty. But that's one position. Second position, okay, this is more of like an 11 o'clock, 11:30. This would be 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 11:30. This is about where I fall in my shot. Little bit of a turn, but not too much, just enough to release some tension. Third position is really more of a 10 o'clock-ish. And you see a lot of players like this as well. Some are more comfortable turning a lot because they're able to really get their shoulder ahead. And when I see good shooters, I definitely see the shooting shoulder ahead of the weak shoulder. I don't see them dead even. And to me, it comes down to symmetry. I'm a symmetrical being, right? Cut you in half, you look the same on both sides, just like a butterfly. But I'm not a symmetrical shooter. I'm a right-hand shooter. And getting that elbow under the ball is critical. If I was left-handed, I want the elbow under the ball. I don't want to be here because then that's going to cause all kinds of guide hand issues. And to me, it starts with the feet, works its way up to the hips and the shoulders, and I want all three of those in the same plane. Now, I've got some kids that I work with that are feet straight away, and they shoot really well. I don't mess with it. I don't tell them to turn their feet because they're shooting really well, they're consistent, and they don't have tension. But I do see a lot of shooters that are like this, and when they shoot, they kind of end up like this, or the guide hand jumps in and that elbow's over here. They just can't get the elbow under because they're shooting symmetrically. So with those kids, I tell them, let's get a little bit of a turn, just enough, and I'll use the word just a hair of a turn, just to get that elbow to line up without that tension of feeling this. I can get it here. Here, it's here or here, here or here. And to me, that's just a turn of the toes, and I want to get right to that position. When you're here, sometimes people get a little too much turn and the hips are over here and the shoulders are back that way. I don't want two different planes going on here. But you do see a lot of shooters there because they can get that shoulder a little bit more turn. Again, I like to get right about here. I see most shooters in that kind of range. Gives me a little bit of a turn, not much, but just enough to get that shooting shoulder, that forearm to the rim, which is going to help eliminate my guide hand. And then again, some shooters are right here, toe to arch, and they're able to keep it on that right side and not feel like they're fighting the shot. So there's not a right or wrong. You got to figure out what works for you. I think this is maybe a tool. You turn a little bit, shoot a couple thousand shots, see how it feels. Maybe it's not enough. Oh, you found the right spot for you. Or you just want to keep it straight away and you don't feel that tension and you're knocking them down. I think it's got to work for you. It's an art. It's not a science.